Привет, Juzia. Hello, friends. It's me, Catherine Ivers Norton, the author of The Stain, here with you on November 16th, 2021 for our 5th edition of the Facebook Jail Sessions. And today I'm going to read from chapter 5, which is titled Welcome to Russia. We said au revoir to Paris and caught a Russia-bound connection in Frankfurt. The final leg of the trip took 7 hours. The sun was still up at 11 p.m. as we approached St. Petersburg. I recognized the Neva River snaking through the city, just as I had seen on the map in my atlas. The passenger cabin erupted into applause as the plane landed safely on the ground. I was stunned by this unexpected burst of enthusiasm and turned to see my husband chuckling. "It's what we do," he explained with a slight shrug of his shoulders. The airport was disorienting, with signs spelled out in indecipherable Cyrillic letters. I could read none of it. Fortunately, Sergei was there to guide me, and we moved through customs quickly with minimal questioning. Sergei's bodyguards met us at the airport. I recognized Uvar from his trips to New York City. The burly man had light blue eyes, blonde hair, and seemed to be in his late 40s. His thick build reminded me of a retired football player. Long legs, barrel chest, and muscular arms. He smiled warmly, showing off a complete set of crooked, discolored teeth. "Welcome to Russia, Cassandra Davidovna Karpova," he spoke in English. I knew he didn't speak English well and probably practiced that statement just to make me feel at home. I appreciated the gesture and said, "Thank you." I looked at Sergei, who said, "Spasiba." "Spasiba," I repeated to Uvar. I was totally unprepared for this. People did not always have the surnames we use today. In Russia, they use patronymics, your father's first name, with Ovna generally added to the end for a female and Ovich for a male. The name is similar to English names like Johnson that started off as John's son. The patronymic moved to the middle position in Russia. Addressing someone with all three names together, as Uvar just did with me, is a sign of respect. Using the patronymic without the surname maintains confidentiality in case anyone is listening to a private conversation. Privacy is more of a concern than in the States, where people tend to be more open about everything. Sergei explained this tradition to me in an earlier conversation. I remembered a sign on one of my psychology professor's doors that said, "Just because you are paranoid doesn't mean they aren't out to get to you." I took that to mean there's a grain of truth in everything. Karpov is a male surname in Russia. Karpova is the female version. The language is simply more gendered than English. My new name meant Cassandra, daughter of David, a female of the Karp people. I laughed to myself. The original Cassandra was a Trojan princess with a gift of prophecy. The Greek name means she who shines over men. Put that all together and it sounds like the name of a fantasy role-playing character. Sergei's other bodyguard, Ilya, was younger, in his mid-20s. He had rich brown eyes and loose brown curly hair to match. Strong jaw muscles added a certain intensity to his lean face, giving him a determined appearance. The way he held himself felt threatening, as if poised for a fight. He looked like he spent whole days in the gym with his thick arms, powerful legs, and muscular torso. Perhaps these are good traits for a bodyguard, but he made me nervous. I assumed he was single because he did not wear a wedding band. While Uvar was very friendly, Ilya avoided eye contact and did not speak to me at all. He nodded in my general direction and looked away as we were introduced. "Ilya's a little shy," Sergei whispered in my ear as we settled into the back seat of a black Mercedes SUV with dark tinted windows, while the men loaded our luggage in the back. He told me it was an armored car with bulletproof glass. My husband was just a businessman, not a politician or a celebrity. "What are you worried about?" I asked. "Just a precaution," he replied cryptically. "Against what?" I wondered nervously. So this is interesting. She arrives in Russia not even know how to say thank you, because she's been learning French, to be fluent in French, to speak to Sergei in French, who promised her to take her to France when she was fluent. So she'd been reading old class notes from her French studies in high school and college, which of course she saved all those because she's a scholar, and watching French movies, French films, talking in French, and getting up to speed. And then, you know, all of a sudden, bam, they're in Russia, and she's totally unprepared. So, you know, was that willful or was that intentional on Sergei's part? I don't know. For people who read the book, you tell me, what do you think? So that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with something from chapter 6, so as we continue this little journey together. I just want to say thank you again. It's challenging for me to do these little videos, but it's also very good for me because just speaking is helpful, and reading is good too. And it's nice to document the beginning of this journey of this book, and you know, it hasn't caught on yet, and I imagine that it will, and that things are going to change over time. I might look back at these videos and be very pleased with where we came from, the, you know, the humility and all that. You know, like, I'm just a regular person. It's embarrassing for me to be on video because I chunked out during COVID pandemic like everybody else. And but, you know, like, weight is one of those things. You can gain weight, you can lose weight, and you know, looking back in 5 years, I might be really surprised by this. So we'll see, you know, see where the road goes. It's good to be forgiving of oneself and others, and that's the wish that I wish to leave you today. Is just, you know, nobody's perfect, so we're all doing the best we can. And if you can go to bed at night knowing that, you know, you really just did everything that you could, and even though you're not perfect, it's okay. We're human. It's all right. And that's it. Go to sleep, relax. There's nothing more than you can do than your best. That's it. So anyway, thank you. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye. Пока.